Here we are back for lesson 2, Tuesday the 12th of May 2020. So if you could please head it up reading, and we'll go back into the reading document and have a look at what we need to do today. I also sent through a slightly easier version of the reading to look at because it spreads it out a bit more on each page. So we had 4 characters: Sirimavo Bandarangnaik, Amelia Earhart, Haikam El Garoj, and Edmund Hillary. So today we're just going to go through and look at the questions for those 4 characters. You will need to read those again because you need to go through and find the facts and details that you need to put in. Don't forget to do 20 minutes reading under Epic Reading today, and just log that into a journal and send it to me. Okay, so if you can head that up Tuesday, and we're on thinking tasks, and that we have remembering, understanding, applying, analysing, evaluating, and creating. And these are under De Bono's 7 Hats of Thinking. So remembering, so you need to list one key achievement from each famous person, and that's pretty easy. We talked about that yesterday. For understanding, and if you could please put these headings in. Understanding, list 3 things that these people have in common. Applying, take on the person of one of the famous people and write a diary entry about his or her most famous achievement. So if you did Amelia Earhart, you could do the day before she disappeared and get the date off the text and how excited she was for her big adventure of flying around the world. Analysing, choose 2 of the famous people and create a Venn diagram to compare these 2 people. So you could choose the politician, the first one, and maybe the mountain climber, and a Venn diagram has put their names at the top and have things about that person that are special, and then in the middle things that are similar. Evaluating, explain which famous person most appeals to you and why, and creating, write an acrostic poem that describes the personalities and achievements of one of the famous people. And don't forget, an acrostic poem is where you have a word and you have it going down the page. So if you had Amelia, Amelia, going down the page, and A could be amazing, flying around the world. M, marvellous, knew how to fly a plane. So that's an acrostic poem. Okay, now we're going to jump in and have a look at our focus writing task for today, which is the newspaper reporting. Now, I went in and I had a look at lesson 6, and it is incredibly similar to the lesson that we did yesterday. So if you have this sheet at home, just go through and fill it out. It's the same text that we looked at yesterday behind the news transcript of shark fins. So once again, you just put in the 4 parts of a news structure, and thank you to those people who put a bit more detail in theirs yesterday. Write one sentence that explains why structure is important in news reports, and don't forget that inverse triangle. Explain the similarities and differences in the text between written and spoken news reports. We did that yesterday. And then it just goes on to talk about cohesion. This little link here doesn't work, so in a minute we'll go and have a look at the link that's inside the text, and we'll talk about cohesion. Cohesion basically means that everything flows on, is connected, and makes sense. So we did discuss cohesion in the last unit, and pronouns, where you use they, me, his, her in place of the person's name. Synonyms, always trying to find that word that means the same but that is better, more extended vocabulary. And omitting a word is sometimes in your writing, if you're using too many words, you can take words out and the sentence is better and can make sense. So be aware of those 3 factors in report writing, and then we'll jump in and we'll have a look at this cohesion in news report writing now. Yeah, so that lesson there, if you just want to go in and fill it out, it's very similar from yesterday. A lot of the same questions. They do talk a little bit more about cohesion. I can't get this link to work. If you can, jump on and have a look. I can't seem to get it to work. Don't worry about it if you can't. The information that you need is here. So this is cohesion in news report writing, where they've taken this text, the truth about sharks, and there's your heading. here's your main paragraph that very quickly tells you when, who, why, and all that sort of stuff. And these ones here are the body of the news article, giving you all the rest of the details. And this one, of course, is the tail, which just finishes off, and that would be the very bottom of the inverse triangle. So what they've done here is they've used a green highlighter to find 3 substitute words that have been replaced other words, and the word is killing machines. So that's an example there. So they're saying if you wanted to read through and find another word that is a synonym to killing, the shark killing or surviving in the water. The blue is examples of with words or phrases have been admitted, less than 1 per year. So they're saying this is essentially less than 1 per year. So any line in there that you think that they've shortened it down because 1 per year instead of saying less than 1 person is killed in a year. Okay, that's why this is shortened, because they've admitted saying all those wordy things. So if you can find something else in there, and I think it was pronouns at the top in yellow, where they've just used a word. So instead of saying sharks all the time, they say they, or you omit the person's name for his, her, something like that. Okay, so the questions down here is that for you to go through the text and add 2 more pronouns that have replaced a noun. So where they've used something else, they instead of sharks, is there another pronoun they've used up here instead of saying sharks or humans, okay? And you will find something. Hey, there's another one for synonym man-eaters. So you go through and do that first. They're killing machine, man-eaters here for sharks. I found one for you, so that should help. So read through the text and find it. And omitting words, if they've shortened something down, less than 1 meaning fatal attack in a year, just write that in. Okay, and that's it for our focus writing, and we'll do the last lesson tomorrow.